I'm Nomvula, aka Sunshine, and we here in South Africa are tuned in to SIBN Radio at www.415-96radio.com. If you would like to know more about the SIBN television and radio network, complete a contact form at the website www.415-96radio.com. Salet USA TV, reaching the world.
Question. Who's coaching you? Who's asking you the tough questions? Who's telling you, man, you're the common denominator to all of your issues and challenges? Who's telling you, man, all day long you become the magnetic pulse that attracts to you both good and bad? I want to be your life coach. I want to be the one that cheers you on to the finish line. I want to be the one that you ask the tough questions. And it doesn't mean that I have all the answers, but that means that you have a partner, someone who believes in you, not the you see right now, but the you can't imagine, the you that you are to become, the you are destined to be. I always say we both need the positive and the negative. It's not enough to have the knowledge of the matter, but we must have the wisdom as well. For wisdom settles it. And that's what I want to offer you as you join me on the Coach's Corner. I want to offer you the wisdom of the matter. Maybe it might be relationships, talking about our campaigns for more, for life, the dark room of our subconscious, our spiritual journey, whatever it is. I want to be there to encourage you, to build you, to challenge you, to cheer you on to the finish line. I'm qualified to do this. Why? Because I'm you.
Thank you so much for stopping by the Coach's Corner again on SIBN Radio. My name is Marcus Salette, a.k.a. The Coach. We approach the microphone assuredly admitting we got some issues personally and professionally, things that we're learning to overcome, things that we're stepping into, things we're stepping out of, but of a truth, we're bringing to you the wisdoms of the matter of this life. And we trust that we can earn the right to speak into your life. And I would be remiss if I did not say thank you to all those that listen to us around the world. We appreciate you following us on Twitter, connecting on Facebook, following us on Instagram and beyond. And thank you so much for those that are now listening also live and on demand on SoundCloud. Don't forget SoundCloud. Thank you so much, Shoutcast Radio members, Blog Talk Radio members, Spreaker Radio members. Thank you so very much. And for those that listen 24/7 at www.415-96radio.com, thank you so very much. Today we're going to be talking about, I got one too, self-centeredness equals marginal success at best. And I hope that you are downloading these, for they are free of charge. But you know what? What I want you to do is learn how to take a step further. Meet me at We Support Select USA TV and become a SCGPW member today. Become a SCGPW member today. We Support SelectUSATV.com. Are you ready to get to work? Yeah, let's get to work. Yes, man. Thank you so very much for joining us on today. Today we're going to be talking about I got one too. Everybody is talking about what they got. And I'm going to explain what I mean, but suffice it is to say that it's very difficult nowadays due to a lot of different variables to find someone who does something well and can do it in service as well as a professional in profit. I need some help. I said it's very difficult to find. I won't call any names, but the largest retailer in the world is yet being accused of having labor issues. What do I mean by that? While they seem to be low prices and while they seem to knock their competitors out with a 1-2 punch, they have a habit of hiring and never promoting their minority workers to the level that they could. And so what we want to do is we want to encourage you to understand how that we have adopted this in our own personal lives. We have adopted this in our own personal lives. I got one too. What does that mean? I got one too mean I got me a business too. I got me a ministry too. I got me a church too. You can't hardly get folks to serve anymore because everybody's busy trying to get theirs. And what I mean by marginal success is that, back in the day before we had all this technology, back in the day when life was simpler and families gathered around the dining room table, back in the day when fathers, though they may not have been at home, they still dropped in on their kids. I need some help. DJ, what you gonna do about that right there? I need some music, DJ. You see what I'm saying? Back in the day when fathers who weren't at home would drop in on their kids anyhow. Back in the day when we didn't have so much regulation, folks served one another. Back in the day when you didn't get paid to be a musician at a church, you had folks that would be willing to make sure that the praise, the worship, or the devotional, or the processional, or the whatever it is that you had at your church, your synagogue, people volunteered. Not everybody want to get paid. Yeah, everybody want to get paid. If they don't want to get paid, they busy promoting themselves. And there's nothing wrong with self-promotion. But it seems like we're going overboard with it. I mean, I have interns here at the station, and I can't hardly get an intern to show up because they're busy having fun. They're scared to be bored. You see what I'm saying? Not necessarily with us, but just that's the fear of life. I don't want to be bored, so I'm snapping pictures. I'm posting here. I'm texting there. Then I call here, and when I met with an intern and her guardian, well, I don't know if we're going to make it because we're going to this party and we're going to that. I mean, what is going on here? Everybody's got to say, I got one too. When we come back from the break, I want to talk a little bit more about self-centeredness and maybe a self-centered test that you could take to double check to find out whether or not you are in that category. This is the coach. Are you there? I said, are you there? Yeah, I'm just checking. I hope that you are. I hope that you are ready to go forth.
You're listening to SIBN Radio. We'll be right back in a moment. Now is the time to have your business online with the Select USA TV iBroadcasting Network. That's right, SIBN or Select USA TV will produce your video on the spot. Picture business videos, on location streaming videos, or on location production videos. Dial 678-830-3118 or call the office at 404-910-5019 Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Now is the time to have your business online with SIBN. The Select USA TV iBroadcasting Network now offers picture videos, on-location streaming videos, and on-location production videos for your event cause, brand, or mission. Call today, 678-830-3118 or 404-910-5019. Attention all artists of all genres. Now you can be featured on Gas Global Artist Showcase on the CATL show, airing now on SIBN Radio. That's right, all artists now, all genres, hosted and positive please, can be featured on Gas Global Artist Showcase. Global Artist Showcase on the CATL show, now airing on SIBN Radio. For more information, dial 404-910-5019. That's 404-910-5019. Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's right. Or email us at globalcoverage@selectusatv.info.
Are you a spoken word artist?
Now is your time to be featured online. Tier 1 Promotions on the CATL show is looking for spoken word artists to be featured on regular rotation.
If you are a spoken word artist, now is your time to be promoted on Tier 1 Promotions with the CATL Show. For more information, dial 404-910-5019. That's 404-910-5019. Or email us your bio and your links to work online. Global coverage at selectusatv.info. Global coverage at selectusatv.info. Calling all spoken word artists nationwide. Nationwide call for all spoken word artists. Nationwide. A nationwide call for all spoken word artists. This has been your CATL GAS Global Artist Showcase promotion.
All submissions must be wholesome and positive, please. Suitable for SIBN television and radio networks.
Yeah, we're back here. SIBN Radio's #1 show, The Coach's Corner. This is Marcus Sillett, a.k.a. The Coach. Trust that you're doing well today, chasing not only your dream, but more importantly, your purpose. I need some help right there. So many folks chasing dreams. With a dream comes much business. If you ain't careful, you ain't going to be personable. I need some help. You're going to be robotic. You're going to be lethargic. At best, you're going to have marginal success only because you are so into your grind that you are not into your purpose. I need some help. And that's probably what the name of the show should have been, but I just trying to type into the mentality and the conditioning of today's culture. I got one too. Well, can you help? You know, we're moving some leaves in the community. Oh, I got to do my leaves too. I mean, it's not only just what we got, but it's what we say from the mental conditioning that we have. Can you come help us over here? We're doing some music for the seniors. No, I do music at my church. I got rehearsal too. It's the mentality that we have. And when we don't know how to serve, we're leading a selfish life. Let me say it again. When we don't know how to serve, it doesn't matter where you serve at, but there ought to be a time where we put life on pause and serve others. I need some help right there, because that is the faith walk that we exemplify as greatness exudes from our lifestyle. I said that is the greatness that we exemplify as service exudes from who we are and what we are about. When we put our grind on hold for the causes that others may have, we're lacking in that area, folks. I can tell you we're lacking that on SIBN because I have a lot of listeners, but I never really get a chance like I used to see y'all pop up in other places. Thank you so much for those that are popping up and shouting us back out on the various platforms where we air. But listen, this thing is contagious. This self-centeredness equals marginal success. In other words, our success will be limited. Our success will be lacking something. Our success will be empty. There is no worse feeling than to get there to the top of what you think the top is and find out it feels like you're at the bottom because it's empty. It's without meaning. Why in the heck did I even aim for this? Why in the heck did I even grind for this? If I would have known that it was going to be like this, I could have stayed where I was. That's because along the way you never served. You just was about you. And we have a plethora of folks, plethora of businesses, a plethora of organizations. All they're about is their bottom line. I mean, companies are doing the same thing. Come on. That's kind of where we got it from. Companies doing the same thing. They move a company overseas to get increased profits quicker, and they don't give a crap about the American culture of business. And in addition to that, you have to understand that they're getting certain tax breaks that they don't get over here. So you know what? I'm going to ship everything overseas because I can. Well, just because you can do something don't mean you have to do it. Just because you can talk about somebody and that will cause you to rise to the next level doesn't necessarily mean you have to do it. Just because you can cut somebody down to size and bust them out and rat on them to make sure that they look bad and you look good doesn't mean you have to do that. Just because you have a glimpse, a memory of the past doesn't necessarily mean you have to hold that image to those who you're dealing with and hold that image up to the ones you're dealing with right now. So many people are on their own because you know what? They grew up on their own. I need some help right there. Did you grow up on your own? Did you struggle on your own? Now there's a difference. There's a difference than doing something on your own and then being all in for yourself. There's a difference. And a lot of us grew up without admiration, without a push, without a coach cheering us on to the finish line. A lot of us overcame watch that now. A lot of us overcame a whole heck of a lot of stuff to get to where we are now, and we have to learn how to fly solo until the flock of our kind is revealed. But listen, I'm just tapping into this mentality, this conditioning that we have, that I got one too. That in other words, for those of you that listen to me that are Christians, Paul had this is a Greek type mythology that is being used in culture, where I match you and you match me, and you can't outmatch me because every time you match me, I match you up. You see what I'm saying? That was a Greek thing. If you remember the scripture over there, I can do all things through Christ. Well, prior to that, that's what that conversation was all about. The Greek philosophy and culture was a compare and contrast culture. That did a lot of, that's why Paul said later, he said, comparing yourselves among yourselves, that's not wise. And that's what we're doing. We're comparing ourselves with the next person, with the next thing, with the latest thing, and it's not wise for us to do. But I remember that conversation over in Philippians chapter 4, when, the conversation there with Paul, with whom he was talking, they began to talk about, as it were, I know how to go without food. Paul said, I know how to go without food. I know how to be hungry. And they said, well, we know how to be a base. We know how to, think high, but yet live low. Paul said, well, I know how to do that. And then they began to say something else. Paul said, well, I know how to do that, but all the things that I do through the strength of Christ. See, so this ain't nothing new what I'm talking about. This has been going on for since the inception of man. This thing where you match me to outmatch me to shine you. I need some help. Where I match you so that I can outshine you and you look smaller, that I need some help. It's a difference. Competition is healthy. But comparison among ourselves, by ourselves, is not wise. And this is what I'm talking about on today. Where is the service mentality? I'm going to help Coach Marcus Sellette, because this guy has been pouring into us 24/7. You go to my website, www.415-96radio.com. We're not selling one CD, not one DVD. Let me tell you something. If you are a freak show, if you are a con artist, if you are a thug in nature, you get respect, you get participation, because that's the selfish culture attracting itself unto itself. But if you start working on the straight and narrow, you shoot straight, you tell the truth like a TI is, and including some transparency on yourself, you can't hardly find an amen somewhere. I need some help somewhere. I need some help. Why? Because that's how we do. And we need to stop this, because it's marginalizing our excellence. It's marginalizing our success. Think about it like this way. This life that we live is not just for us. We got little kids running around here. We got teenagers running around here, and they will emulate what they see. They will emulate what we stimulate. I need some help right there. I said the children, the teenagers, will emulate what we stimulate. You stimulate selfishness, they will emulate self-centeredness. I need some help. You stimulate gossip, they will emulate hatred and disrespect. I need some help right there. Whatever we as adults stimulate in the atmospheric pressure of our children's lives is what the children will demonstrate in their day-to-day operations. And so we cannot afford, DJ, I need some help. We cannot afford to continue on in this self-centered pathway. We can't afford it. It's costing us. Look at our political life. It's different than having two different ideologies and even partially being out there on the left, but or on the right. But part of the problem with today's politics is that it is too easy, without folks even noticing, to capitalize on the demise of others. I need some help. Let me say that again. It is becoming a pattern, and it is too easy for others who are in positions of power and influence to capitalize off the demise of others. I mean, this whole thing about not wanting to help folks and food stamp president. I mean, some of that, logistically, it looks like all of that. But then when you go to raise 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 million on that message and that message alone, it leads us to question the substance by which you bring to the table. I need some help, because all you're doing now is you taking another man's what you consider to be wrong, and now you building a platform of what you would call right on the back of what others may hate about somebody. I need some help. And some of y'all out there listening to the sound of my voice hate the food stamp program. I need some help right there. You hate anything that helps anybody. That's self-centeredness just as well, because you wasn't born with a silver spoon in your mouth. And even if you was born with a silver spoon in your mouth, that is not all there is to life. It's how much money your family gave you, or how much money your family left you, or how big your check is. Life is more, in other words, than the I got 1, 2. Life is more than that. Life is bigger than me. Life is bigger than what you got. This is the coach.
Sounds of Chat with the Coach, brought to you in part by SIBN Television and Radio Networks. Follow us on Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, Pinterest, SoundCloud, anywhere SIBN Television and Radio is found.
Coach's Corner. Coach's Corner.
Ready, set, go.
That's right, DCC. Are you ready for the hardcore motivation, daily inspiration, and sure up your spiritual foundation on DCC? If you want more on the go and you need to know, www.415-96radio.com. Join us there as we cheer you on to the finish line of life. This is not your mama's show. This show is for the new generation of those young men and women who know and realize that I've done enough foolish things, I've made enough mistakes, and now it is my time to accept the philosophy of DCC. That is, I am the common denominator to every situation. Join me at www.415-96radio.com. That's www.415-96radio.com. And follow me on Twitter. You're listening to the sound of the Coach's Corner. I's got my eyes on you, and I see you done sat down on the future. I need you to get up, stop looking back, and move forward.
All right, we're back here, SIBN Radio's The Coach's Corner, man. Trying to encourage you, man. Trying to build you up, man. Trying to round you off, you know what I'm saying? Let it be modest, let it be full, let it be wholesome, all that there, so that you can leave a legacy of what it means to live this life. And it's very difficult because we're lopsided here and there, you know what I'm saying? We kind of strange here and there, you know what I'm saying? We're all about that cash. We're all about that cash, bro. But listen, I'm telling you, if I was building this network based on cash, it wouldn't be no network, because I took things and stretched it so far that it dare broke. It just about almost broke, okay? You see what I'm saying? And nobody can step to me and say, well, you know what I'm saying, Coach, you didn't help us out. No, we helping y'all every day. Every day we're helping y'all. And so we expect great things. And another thing, listen, if you put a pause on life, if you put a pause on life to serve the causes around you, to serve the causes beyond the big crowd. See, that's where we're messing up right there. If it ain't a big crowd where I can be seen, heard, and be with my friends and those that are familiar and have some name recognition and feel comfortable, if it ain't a big crowd, I ain't gonna have nothing to do with it. No, in the booth, in the back, in the dark, you still gotta have the service mentality of excellence. I need some help. But you know, the success that you are going to see manifested in your life is not all in this life. I need some help right there. It's gonna be in the life to come, or in the lives to come, because as we ourselves, adults, stimulate the environment of our children, whether it be your child or not, we then thus leave the demonstration of what we were all about through the legacy of our children. And the question is, as you look out on society today, as you look at our children today, as you look at our teens today, point not the finger at them before you point one thumb back at yourself. Because you know what? They are an expression of the adults that gave birth to them. And while most of them, many of them, not most of them, are disrespectful and dishonorable, there are many of them that are extremely smart and have a hunger, but there's few camaraderie. There's little camaraderie to build a consensus that we can condescend from our high places of rules and regulations as adults and begin to demonstrate something rather than tell folks what to do every 5 minutes. And then eventually our kids will pick up our spirits and say, my mama's about this. My mama takes time. My mama will stop. She would come up to that school. My mama will stop. And she would take us back to the time when you made things from scratch. Not because she ain't got it, but because she wants us to understand that life ain't always about running, going, purchasing, getting, grinding. But it's about service. Put your life on pause and help somebody. I know it's a whole political ideology around don't help nobody. I know that. It's a whole ideology out there. It's a whole ideology, and their excuse for that platform is that we don't want to help nobody because we don't want to be socialists and communists and take from another to help another. But we do it every day, whether we have Democratic president or not. We're doing it already, because anytime there's a human in the atmosphere of called Earth that lives a life, we are all affected. We are affected by what we do to and with or without one another. We are all connected and affected. I said we are all connected and affected. I don't care what your ideology is. We are still all connected and affected, whether we like it or not. I may not like you. I may not can stand you. I may not can stand them over there, them gun-toting or them pants hanging folk over there. But you're making money off of them, though. And you know what's really funny? When you look at television today, you see more hood. I need some. Y'all don't want to go. So you don't want to tell the truth. We can't stand the hood in the urban communities, but we steal from them all the time. We steal their lives. We steal their names. We steal their ideas. We take their clothes. Let me get out of here. Y'all don't want to go with me. Talking about you saved and you sanctified. That don't mean nothing. It's just you still stealing. You see what I'm saying? We gotta have a balance in life, folks. Serve something. Serve a cause greater than yourself. And when you bring your A game and you serve others, sometimes we say here at the network, in order for us to serve, you have to be a member, ICGPW member. Let me tell you something. These folks don't jump to become a member. The folks don't jump to help us out, SIBN. But when you ask us to do something, we bring our A game. Non-contractual service to us is just like contractual service. I need some help. I said non-contractual service is brought and delivered in the same spirit as if you were paying us $1 million. And that is how you should be living your life. Now, if you don't pay me, then I don't bring my A game. We brings our A game because we can't help it. But I'm not going to let you pimp us, though. See, that's the other side of this. I got one too. Folks are in a hurry to get cover so they don't get clobbered. I need some help. They're in a hurry to build cover so they don't get clobbered because they've been used and abused. And they've been lied to and they've been schemed. They've been conned. I need some help right there. And so because you've been conned and because you've been abused, now you don't want to help nobody else. You're trying to get covered because you've been clobbered. Yeah, I said it. You're trying to get cover. Every time somebody asks you to do something, you run for cover. Every time somebody says, would you come over here and volunteer, you run for cover. Every time somebody says, well, I would love to help you, but can you help us as we try to help you? You run for cover. Just lately, I did something that was valued at about $3,000 or $4,000 for somebody, and I sent them a message to join SCGPW, and they sent me a message that says, I'll share this. And the person that I sent the message to was in charge of the thing that I need some help. The game plan. Game plan, I got one too. I got a grind too. I met somebody else and we were talking about social media. I manage social media too. Everybody's trying to outdo everybody. And you know what? Our success, even as a country, even as a community, your region, its success is marginalized because we're narrow-minded. And that's why so many people are starving, so many people are homeless, because we are a selfish society. And I pray blessings upon every single last one of you listening to the sound of my voice who put your life on pause and say, you know what, I could, but I won't, because I'm after purpose more than profits. It's the Coach. Until next time, follow me on Twitter if you dare. It's the Coach.